Hey guys, welcome or welcome back to the channel. A special welcome and hello to the new subscribers. Definitely want to make sure I always acknowledge the newbies that are coming into the community. We are so happy to have you. And as always, a hello to my subscribers that have been here. So today we're going to do a knit tutorial. We're going to do what's called the Old Shale, or you may know it as a feather and fan stitch. It's a classic knitting stitch which I thought was important to have on the channel. So this is the Garter rendition here, and I did it in two separate colors because I just want to experiment and see how it looks. It looks great in the two colors here, the two-tone, or in one solid color. So I'm going to demo the solid color, and I'll attach a video so you'll know how to do a color change if you want to do that version of it. Okay, so it's an easy 4-row repeat. We're going to get in, we're going to get out, so you can get back to knitting. Super simple to learn. So in the next segment, I'm just going to go over the materials that I used. Feel free to use whatever you have on hand, and let's get to knitting. All right, so let's quickly go over the materials that I'm going to be using today. Now this can be done in finger weight yarn up to bulky yarn. I'm choosing to use a soft cotton from Michaels. Unfortunately, they no longer sell this yarn. It's been discontinued. But again, you can use fingering weight to bulky, so you use whatever you have on hand. Okay, you're going to need your needles, of course. I'm using 5mm needles. You're going to need a darning needle to weave in your ends, and scissors to cut your yarn. So grab all those things, come on back, and let's get to learn how to do the Old Shale Stitch. Okay guys, so what we need to do is start off with our cast on. So our cast on needs to be in multiples of 18 stitches. So I chose to put 36 stitches on my needle for this swatch. And the reason why I'm choosing at least 36 stitches is because you're not going to see the detail in the pattern if you just do a swatch of 18 stitches. You're not going to get this layout that you see here with just 18. So just something to keep in mind. So at minimum, my recommendation is to do at least 36 stitches. So again, I did the long tail cast on, and that left me here on the wrong side of my work. The actual repeat starts on the right side. So you do need to do a setup row because you're on the wrong side of your work. So you're going to purl all your stitches for your setup row so that you can get on the right side of your work. So do that if you chose to do the long tail cast on. Purl all your stitches and turn your work so we can begin for row 1. All right guys, so we turned our work. We're on the right side here, ready to start the 4-row repeat. So rows 1 and 2 are in the garter stitch pattern. So it's going to be this, like I said in the intro, it's going to be very easy and very quick to memorize this pattern. So row 1 is going to be like you are just doing the garter stitch. So row 1 is you're going to knit all your stitches. So I will get you started. You're going to have your yarn to the back and then knit all your stitches. So we're going to do that for all our stitches on row 1. So let's do that, and I will meet you as you turn your work for row 2. All right guys, so we are ready to turn our work, so let's do that. So we're turning and we should be on the wrong side. So row 2 is in classic garter fashion. Row 2 is going to be just like row 1. We're going to knit across. We're going to knit all our stitches. So I will get us started. Yarn in the back. Going to knit my first stitch and just keep going with that all along, as many stitches as I have casted on, and I will meet you at the end, getting ready to turn our work for round 3, or row 3, excuse me. All right, guys, so we have turned our work. We should be on the right side. This is what you should look like right now, getting ready to start row 3. Okay, so some quick admin notes I just want to pop in before we start row 3 is consider hitting the like button if you're finding value and enjoying these knit alongs and learning these tutorials. That really helps the channel in a tremendous way, and it also gets the video out so more people can knit along with us. Okay, and consider hitting the subscribe button if you want to become part of the community. We would love to have you. And when you do that, hit that notification bell so you're notified when new tutorials come out. One last little thing, there is a link that's at the top of my page with a free PDF for you. If you are working on a project, it's a great resource and a tool, just a gift that I wanted to give out to my subscribers and those that are on the channel. Okay, so check out that link that's at the top of the page. All right, so without further ado, let's get into row 3. So row 3 is where the magic actually happens, and as always, I'm going to write it on the screen here. You're going to knit 2 together 3 times. Okay, then you're going to do a yarn over, knit 1 6 times, knit 2 together 3 times, and that's your repeat. So let's do one of those repeats together, and then I think you will be good to be off on your own. All right, so you're going to knit 2 together. So 1 2, knit those 2 together, and take your time getting your needle underneath both of those stitches. So knit that one together, 1 2, knit those 2 together, that's 3. Okay, and then your last 2 go right underneath there, go right underneath both of those stitches like you see here, and knit. Okay, so you've knit 2 together 3 times. All right, so now you're going to yarn over and knit for 1, yarn over and knit, that's 2, yarn over, knit, that's 3, yarn over and knit, that's 4, yarn over and knit, that's 5, and yarn over and knit, that's 6. All right, there's that part. And then you're going to go back and do what we did initially when we started the repeat. We're going to knit 2 together 3 times. So let's get 2 stitches here. Make sure you look like this. Knit those together for 1. Get your next set of stitches. Okay, 2. I'm going to do that one last time with these next 2 stitches, and 3. Okay, all right, and that is your repeat. So do that repeat for however many stitches that you have on your needle, and I will see you at the end of the row getting ready for the final row, which is row 4. All right, guys, so we are ready to turn our work. We should be on the wrong side. All right, getting ready to close out the 4-row repeat. This is row number 4. All right, so row number 4 is super simple. All you're going to do is just purl all your stitches. All right, so let's begin with the yarn in the front, and we're going to purl that stitch. Okay, And we're going to do that purl stitch all the way down all the stitches that you have on your needle. All right, so I'm going to work on my stitches, you do yours, and we will come back so that I can do final thoughts and show you how I would go on in the project if I were to change colors. So that's the end of the 4-row repeat. So you are more than welcome to just continue on with one solid color. Here is where you are right now in the swatch. So if you want to repeat with the same color, this is what you would look like. Now, if you want to change colors and do something a little bit like what you see here, this is the point where I would recommend changing the colors after you've done the 4 rows. So if you want to do that, I will quickly show you how to do that as well. All right. So always be on the right side of your work. All right. So you're going to get whatever your desired color is. I'm going to use this blue. Let me zoom in a little bit more so you guys can see me. I'm going to use this blue, okay? So all you have to do is work that underneath here, okay? And then go and make a knot, okay? Just like so, okay? Now, just take that blue and scoot it up to your first stitch here, okay? Scoot it up like so. Make sure it's nice secure, all right? Now, I personally, this is just the way that I did it. You don't have to keep this yarn and carry it up anymore. So you can cut it if you want. I personally would cut it so that it is out of my way. So we can cut this and get this out of the way, because you're not going to be using it anymore. But just make sure you don't cut your new color. So cut it at enough so that you have enough to sew in. All right. So get rid of that so it's not so in your way. All right. So just drop that down and drop the tail of your new color. Okay. Okay, pick up your needles and just start row 1 like we did before. So you're just going to have your new color with the yarn in the back, and you're just going to knit with that new color, okay? And if it feels loose, make adjustments, tighten it up, do whatever you need to do, but that's all you need to do to change your color. It's just that simple. And after the 4th row, and you turned your work, ready to work row 1, if you want to change your color again, that's when you'll just do exactly what we did here in that next sequence. So I hope that makes sense. That's how you would change your colors. It's just that simple. All right. So I'm going to give you one final look here. This is, let me zoom back out again. It's a little bit too close. So this is what it would look like if you change that color. So obviously I went a couple of different repeats of the 4 rows, but I think you get where I'm going with all this. So I hope you found that helpful. Please let me know in the comments what you plan to make with it, and let me know any feedback. I love you guys' feedback. That really helps me in improving as a tutorialist and creator. So let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you on the next video. Happy knitting.